Welcome back to Divine Capricorns with me, Amanda. I read for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Saturn placements. I'm going to do a prediction video because last month seemed to do well, so I don't know if this should be like a thing. But yeah, we're going to do the month of September. None of my readings are time-based. All of them are timeless. So any point in time you can watch them, but let's just see like what's going on for September. I know there's a lot going on astrologically, especially for cardinal signs, and we happen to be a cardinal sign. So Pluto is working its magic on us right now. So this is a prime time for growth, expansion, and really learning our last bit of hard lessons. Not to say that life will become all of a sudden so much easier, but it'll just be a bit different. We'll be transforming ourselves. And then, of course, eclipse season is coming. So yay! What is the overall energy for the month of September for my Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Saturn placements? Indecision. Well, that's a good start, I guess. Can I get another card, please? What is the overall energy for the month of September for my Capricorns? I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Okay, interesting. Health. Okay. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. You know what's interesting? I just got a message right in my brain, like connecting a message. This is for some of you, maybe like a ton of you, but right now you need to be creating work-life balance. And what I mean by that is we aren't pushing to our physical and mental limits. When we are tired, rest. When we are full of thoughts, we need to write. When we are in a position where emotions are not regulated, we need to go and do a practice that helps us work through our emotions. Does that make sense? Hopefully. I feel like during this time, health will just be overall really important. Like, be grateful for your own breath, for your own life, vitality. We call it prana in yoga, yogic philosophy. It is it stands for or it translates to life force. So if you know anything about that, awesome. Wow. Cards want to fly. All right, well, let's go deeper into the month of September. What do my Capricorns need to know most during this time and how to work through it? How to work on it, how to work through it. What else is going on right now? And now you don't want to talk? Okay, I was going to say. Wheel of Fortune. All right. So something that's supposed to happen. Knight of Pentacles. Something that you have been waiting for a long time. Long time coming. That's what I'm hearing. You're like ready, I feel. Which is interesting because when do we as humans really ever feel ready for anything? I feel like you're like chomping at the bit. You want to go, you want to do. Hierophant, Taurus energy. Definitely picking up on that intuition at the moment. So 6 of Cups, 5 of Cups. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? The Empress. You know what's interesting? The Emperor was the first one to jump out, and it had to like get my attention, which is quite interesting. Like fruits of your labor. Again, that restfulness is really important. The Hermit. Let's see. One more card. Excuse me. Oh, this card's been making its rounds. Like, I swear, every reading. 8 of Swords. Got 3 majors. So well, 4 actually. Wow. Started with a major. We have Sagittarius. We have Leo, Virgo. We have Taurus, Scorpio, Taurus and Libra, Virgo again, and then Gemini. So those signs could be anywhere in your chart. Really does not make the biggest difference, really. This is more about tuning into what is absolutely needed. So what I need you guys to understand about this reading specifically is that during this time, you need to make you a priority. What do I mean by that? I mean, you know how people say they don't have time? Well, that's because they don't have priorities. They haven't, well, not that they don't have priorities, but they don't know how to manage their priorities. Like, what is more important right now is a priority, right? I'm prioritizing this specific thing during this time because it's important to me. So I feel like your growth and overall, like, ability to use your intuition to navigate situations is going to be something you need to prioritize. Yeah, King of Pentacles at the bottom. Hey. I love to see it. He made an appearance in one of the last readings, so I can't say I'm mad about it. So I kind of feel like the 6 of Cups, which is above the 8 of Swords, with the 5 of Cups, like this section right here, feels very much like your obstacles and things you're going to have to look at in order to move past. So very much like mental and emotional aspects of you. You know, 6 of Cups talks about the past, literally, like looking back at it, which is what I'm getting here specifically. And then the 5 of Cups being next to it, and then 5 being, you know, the step down from the 6. This gives me this impression of like maybe like past relationships that were very disappointing. And any kind of relationship, okay? That's a pretty general term. Where you really felt trapped and like you weren't seen, you were not heard, you were not appreciated. I'm getting that very deeply, like these 3 specifically. I think that part of that may be like an irrational fear, but you know, irrational fears usually have some sort of validity to them in the way that there have been past experiences that have triggered those things due to trauma, right? But also, those things in a way not validate, but like show you, oh, this is what is only ever going to happen to me. And then that kind of repeats in terms of like your mental state. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm trying over here. Thank goodness Mercury is no longer retrograde. Yes. There's also the sense of like solidifying yourself. Like right now, it's really important for you not to make impulsive decisions, right? This indecision card says, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. I think it's really important to acknowledge that in the way of take your time when you're making certain choices, when you're making especially when it comes to you, your future, those kinds of things. because I'm very much getting future from the Hierophant. And then there's an all-seeing eye above the pyramid in this card. So that's telling me intuition is going to be a tool for you. I know I've been talking about third eye chakra a lot, and I think it's really important to know about the chakras, especially if you do spiritual work. So, yeah, really good stuff so far. I feel like your go-to really needs to be introspection. I wouldn't say isolation. Isolation is more on like an extreme side, although I believe that isolation can be a good thing depending on the level of it. But I feel as though you really need to tune into what is not being said. I don't know if that makes sense. Like if you have a meditation practice, double up on it. If you don't have a meditation practice, maybe start doing that stuff. Anything that gets you into a state of mind that is calming. Okay, that way you can hear, see, and interpret different signs and synchronicities. I feel like there's also during this time you may be currently working on it, or maybe you've been working on it, or maybe you need to work on it. I'm talking to a bunch of different people, so bear with me. Like your divine feminine, your feminine energy, right? Feminine and masculine has nothing to do with your gender. It has to do with the energy, right? So feminine is very soft. It attracts things, right? Whereas masculine is the opposite of that. I won't go into masculine because that's not what I'm talking about, but it's like this ability to just sit back and allow things to transpire, because a lot of times when we do that and we loosen the rope of control, that's how I look at it, then we might realize or recognize after the fact, like once things unfold, wow, I'm so glad I didn't enter that situation, or I'm so glad I didn't, wasn't bothered with that thing, didn't give my time or my energy to it. And you might be really grateful afterwards. Whereas if you had done those things, maybe like now you're dealing with drama or stress that doesn't need to be dealt with at all, or taken on. I kind of feel like I'm ranting at this point. Does anybody else ever feel that way? There's something about you working on that right now. I really feel called to tell you that. And it's something it's slow and steady. The Knight of Pentacles is his or her, we don't recognize gender. The main goal for this Knight is for something that is long term. I think because of our fast-paced lifestyle, especially if you're in the United States, society tells you to do all these things and to be in a certain place at a certain age, and that just doesn't make any sense, because then that means that we're all living linearly. Like, no, we're not. Everything is an ebb and a flow and fluctuates, right? And we all have different paths. We're not all supposed to get the perfect house with the white picket fence, the big, monster sized van with, all the kids. Like, I don't know. That's how I see it, at least. So like, maybe you're even recognizing this, like your path looks different than other people. Maybe you're recognizing like what you really want and then prioritizing those things. Maybe that's why I brought up priorities. Whew. Slow down, Amanda. Sometimes when you channel, it's like it can be so overwhelming because there's so much going into your brain and into your body, and sometimes it's very hard to interpret. there's the confirmation. There's my yawn. Yeah, so I feel like you're building something that is much more stable. And I don't think that you're concerned with people, places, or things that aren't really that important to you. So prioritization is going to be very key. 7 of Cups. 9 of Cups. Hanged Woman. Oof. Could there be any more cups? In order to get what you're really looking for, what you're looking to achieve and have for yourself and experience, you're going to be given a whole lot of different choices and opportunities, specifically choices. And you have to surrender and allow yourself to hear those messages, utilizing your intuition in order to figure out what choice is absolutely best for you, not anybody else, for you. Really, really important that you figure out what it is that you want to experience and how you want to experience it. When we get really detailed and clear about those things, then we can live more authentically and more intentionally. So, yeah. I feel like this is like the advice. 7 of Cups is definitely like talking about, illusions and those kinds of things. But for me right now, it's choices. So I feel like you need to honor yourself by prioritizing and managing those priorities and building what you need to build because it's for you. And I totally understand how you've been hurt in the past where, other people probably didn't prioritize you at all. Like, but they need you for things and it has to be snappy, right? I get that a lot too. You're not alone in that. Wow. Whoever you are, I feel pretty confident that you'll be able to handle this. Because you got the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune on your side. And you got the Hierophant. Shit. Those are 3 very powerful cards. Not to say the Hermit isn't a powerful card, but he has his own story and his own journey within himself. Herself. Doesn't matter. They, them, all those things. So I don't even think I need to pull cards for advice at all. This was really clear. So thank you, Spirit. I appreciate you. I want to take this moment right now to remind you guys I'm doing a contest to hit 1,000 subscribers. And one of the lucky winners is going to get this lovely, lovely deck, The Universe Has Your Back, from Gabrielle Bernstein. It's an oracle deck. I am going to put up a cue card, I absolutely promise, to the video. It's a past reading. And leave me a comment on that video. Like, share, subscribe, all those things if you haven't already. And the comment will be entering you into the contest. So I'm going to pick 2 people, one to have the deck, the other one will get a free reading from me. Yeah? Yay! All right. I'm going to leave you here. I hope this was helpful. I hope that it resonated with you. I hope that the advice was helpful as well. And yeah, know that you are divine, sacred, and heavenly. Bye, Capricorns.